Hello everybody, and welcome to the Scodix Uncoated webinar. First, my name is Amit Schwartz, and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer in Scodix. With me over here is Guy Alon, who heads our worldwide application team. We are very happy to host you here in our new HQ demo center. What's the topic for today? Well, the topic for today is printing on uncoated. In Scodix, digital print enhancement is the story. We believe in adding value to paper, in adding value to print. We believe in print. Now, uncoated was a challenge since the very early days. And within the application that we serve, within invitation, within packaging, within direct mail, within folders, anything that has value, uncoated was always a request from Scodix. Now, during the last years, we have made a lot of enhancement and advancement in printing on uncoated. How was that done? Well, a few things. First, I have to give a lot of compliments to paper companies who have worked a lot in order to allow printing Scodix on top of them through their R&D. The second is our customers. Our customers have taught us a lot about how can we print on uncoated, what could be done, and how those things could really change the things that could be done with Scodix. Third, of course, is our internal R&D application team that has worked a lot with uncoated. What are we going to do today? Well, we are going to print a lot. We're going to print many samples on many kinds of papers of uncoated. We're going to use a lot of foil. And we're going to do all of it live. We have more than 500 people registered for this webinar, which is amazing. And those people are coming from all around the world, just teaching us how important is uncoated to the people that love print, that love digital enhancement. With that, I would like to start printing. So what I suggest, let's go to the printer and let's start with our first job. Can you follow me, please? So we are in our demo center, and we are going to start directly from the first job. Now, if we look at our first job, what we have chose to do is to take this Federgoni GPA Soho Natural Classic White paper and to use this as the base for our first application. Our first application is a wedding invitation, a very popular one, something that really, it's a very, very special occasion. This is the kind of things that you do want to invest and to have something which is unique. What's our base? Our base is this GPA Federgoni paper. As I said, uncoated. This is the basic CMYK case that's printed on it. This is the paper that now sits in the feeder of the Scodix Ultra 2. What we are going to do is to add value through adding names and making this a real invitation and a real thank you note that has a lot more value and a lot more value for our customers. Guy, can we start printing, please? Okay, so what do? We have put those sheets in our feeder, ready to be printed, and now we are activating our Scodix Ultra 2 just by pressing one button and saying, listen, let's print it. One word. Since we have done many samples in the past using silver and gold foil, in this case, we're using rose foil. Let's go to see the sample printing. Follow me, please. So the paper are coming, and directly you can see them on the print tray, being registered and being ready to be enhanced with Scodix digital print enhancement. Let's go directly to our stacker and see the end result. Follow me, please. Okay, we are already here. The papers are coming one after the other. You can do a VDE. We can have variable data. But in this case, of course, we are printing the invitation for a specific wedding. Let's take one sheet and see what we have here. So that's the sheet that we have. And let's explain better what do we see here. We are printing on the Fedegoni GPA. On this paper, we can print, thanks to Fedegoni GPA, directly on the paper. We do not need any sealer, we do not need any coating, we do not need any CMYK beneath. So if you look at the sample over here, and let's focus on this for a minute, then if you see, this is our CMYK and it's white. We added Mary and John with our rose gold foil, and this is now what is being printed on the sheet. And if we could look at the result, and I hope that you can see it as well as I do over there at home, you can see the amount of value that was added to this paper by simply printing on that uncoated paper a wedding invitation and afterwards a thank you. And just like we have seen the wedding invitation and the adding of the names with foil, on the thank you we have added the same name, Mary and John, and they are printed directly on the CMYK. This Fedegoni GPA paper is very, very popular within our customers, and we can see many, many of our customers doing this, and within the next few months we're going to see hundreds of tons being printed with this specific papers with some of our customers. So we started with the work that was done with GPA Fedegoni on allowing us to print on that, on uncoated, and having this unique application of printing an invitation that could be either web-to-print or any commercial printer in order to add value and to have that foil, in this case, rose gold. In this case, we have used the quartz foil. Our second sample comes from a very different segment. We are now going into packaging. Now, what we would like to do here is to take this sheet. This is a Nina Infinite White. Now, in this case, you can see the texture of the paper, again, uncoated, very unique. What we would like to achieve here is the package that looks like this. Now, it's an amazing package of espresso. It could be with variable information, it could be short runs, it could be high run, and you can see the foil which really adds the value to this package. Now, how is this being done with this Nina paper? So, our base over here is a CMYK that looks like this. We want to add foil into elements that were designed by the designer in this case. Where do we want the foil? We want it over here, we want it over here, and we'll see in a minute how this is going to be applied. In this paper, we need to print on top of CMYK. So in the design itself, this is what we prepared. We are going into the packaging world, into a world that is really growing worldwide, offering solution which is on uncoated, as I said, Nina paper in this space, and enabling printing Scodix through using a design that works specifically for that application. Let's go to print and see how this is being done. Guy, let's run to our second sample. So, just as you can see, switching paper, switching between jobs, it's only a matter of minutes, and we are ready with the next job already, and the press is printing. Let's go to the press and see our second sample. So, again, we have changed the paper in the feeder. We are now ready with the packaging sample that we are doing. It's already being loaded. Twin tray technology, registration, going into the print heads, and from there directly to the foil. So let's go through the foil as well. Let's have a peek view on our foil unit as well. And over here, you can see the rose gold foil, the quartz rose gold foil, as it's being printed. Okay? And this is within minutes from the minute that we just decided to print that sample. Let's go to the stacker and see that sample printed. You can look at it as it's being printed. You can see the foil on this specific paper and the texture that it gives it, which is really unique, very, very nice. And the value of this espresso box or espresso package is very, very different once you added Scodix, foil, and enhancement to it. Let's take one piece and look at our result. If you follow me, then first, look at that amazing sample. Again, printing on uncoated to using a technique which is simply printing CMYK beneath the places that we want the Scodix foil. Let's go one by one and explain exactly what we have done. So if you dive over here for a minute, this is the CMYK, this is the Scodix foil. When we needed the Scodix foil, we have printed a CMYK layer, and our foil would stick on top of it. So the CMYK over here is being used as a layer to enable us to print on top of the uncoated paper. Now, over here, it's very clear that what we have done is printing specifically to see the Africo coffee with the rose gold foil on top of it. But if we now look for a minute and we focus on this part, in this part we can see the foil as well. And I can play with it a little bit to the camera. And if you see, this is being printed on a CMYK. So a CMYK does not necessarily have to be exactly the shape of the foil, but there needs to be a CMYK on this paper. And the end result, again, is this package. And talking about enhancement, luxury packaging, talking about the value of packaging, the growth in the market of packaging, what could be achieved in short runs, without setup, without molds, without dyes, all of it automatically, digitally, and we have seen it over here within seconds. That's amazing. And that's the advantage of Scodix on top of uncoated paper. Now, we ran directly into printing. Very important to explain a little bit about our platform. What is the platform that enables all of this to be done? Well, our platform is the Scodix Ultra 2. Definitely the best digital enhancement system out there. It's a multi-material system. It allows you to change material and to adhere to multi-substrate, multi-application. We support up to 9 applications with one system. And all of it very straightforward and to the point. What we would like to do now is let's dive a little bit, and Guy would help us with this, into understanding the platform of the Scodix Ultra 2. So we would run from feeder to stacker and understand the advantages of the Scodix Ultra 2 and what makes it so unique in order to print the enhancement that we are seeing over here in the demo. Guy, stage is yours.
Now we will have a short brief over the press, over the Ultra 2, see its benefits. And we will start from the feeder. This is the Ultra feeder. Now, this feeder can feed pages and handle from 135 GSM up to 700 GSM. Maximum size is 787 millimeters over 545 millimeters. Different substrate, paper can be plastic, can be coated, can be laminated with BOPP, can be toner-based, digital printed, and other, of course, digital and offset prints. As you can see, we also have here the ability of automatic print by using a barcode reader, while the operator can send the files automatically to a hot folder in the press, and the barcode reader identify the barcode for each page and print the exact separation of enhancement according to the barcode. all of course is automatically. Now we will move with the press after the feeder. Here you can see the automatic registration system. What we see here are 2 bridges, 4 cameras, very accurate. We'll take a picture of 4 registration marks on each page. We identify the actual position of the page, and if it's needed, we rotate and sizing the file only, and we don't touch the page. And the printing, very accurate, move to the printed bridge, LED, and we will see the flow of the press. Important to say here that the registration system, it's fully automated by 4 motors, so no need for any manual adjustment of the cameras. Okay. After the printing, I would like to show you the multi-polymer system, which contain very easy to use 5 polymer tanks with a fast ink switch of little less than 20 minutes, which can give the customer the ability to easily switch between polymers and to cover a vast of substrate that he can print on. And from the polymer system, we will move to the digital foiler, specially designed for Scodix customer with its benefits. I want to point the 3 foil saving systems that we have here. One, you can use a narrow reels of foil down to 2 inches width to locate 3 or 4 rolls. The second one is we are not foiling between pages. There are sensors that recognize the end and the start. The end and the start of the page and stop and start the foiling, which let us to save the foil between pages. And in the page itself, we are going down and foiling up to 4 images on one sheet and saving the foil between the images. Now I would like to show you how easy it is to replace a foil in the foiler, and I will let Amit to take the lead here.
First, you can take picture of Guy as he replaces the foil. Maybe it will be better to do it from this angle. Now, the essence of the Scodix Ultra 2 is the flexibility. And deliberately, we want to show you anything that connects with it. We are going now, in less than 15 minutes, you will see 2 jobs running without setup, without anything. Now we are replacing a foil with less than a minute. Very easy to do it, very straightforward. And directly, we will be ready with the next foil that we would like to use for the rest of our demos today, which is a blue foil. Now, the blue foil is amazing. I like it. As a consumer, I get many samples of this blue foil. And the nice thing about the Scodix Ultra 2 is how it allows you to really change between jobs, between substrate, between customers, between application in only a matter of minutes and be ready. So Guy talked about switching material within 20 minutes. The possibility of supporting toner base, offset, indigo, inkjet, plastic cards, other substrate, all of it in one system, the possibility to change foil, the possibility to have 9 different applications, all of it, within minutes, and all of it with a flexibility that's it, we're ready, huh, Guy? Okay, and we are ready for our next job. So now that the foil is ready for the next job, let's see what do we want to do next. Okay, you would follow me and we'll go to our next application. Guy, thank you. First, it's amazing because, I'm quite excited from the pace that we are running between papers, application, foil kinds, all of this flexibility. Now, I'm sure that anybody that listened to this webinar and see what we are doing over here can appreciate the amount of things that he can do with the Scodix Ultra 2, definitely on uncoated paper. We are running for our next application. Our next application is running on Favini Dolce Vita paper. So again, we are holding this uncoated paper. This is our base. This is our CMYK. On the Favini, we are again able to print on the paper directly. We do not need a CMYK. So if you see the sample that we see over here, which is a direct mail inviting people for an auto show that is being held, or an auto event that is being held, then we are going to show here a few things. First, we're going to show printing on uncoated on this Favini paper, which is amazing. Second, we switch the foil. So our foil now is going to be a blue foil. Third, just because we do like to add complexity and add some more challenges to us, we're going to have viable information. So we're going to do viable data enhancement. The names that are going to be printed on this direct mail are going to be personalized. So each one would get his own invitation personalized, where the personalization doesn't come from the print, but rather it comes from the foil itself. And now this is an amazing application that you can do. Now you add uncoated paper and the possibility to print on uncoated something that looks very, very prestigious and looks very, very high scale and very much, relevant for the auto industry. And you add to that viable data enhancement with Scodix. You add to that the amazing foil that we're going to use here. And we're going to get a very, very interesting result. So with that, Guy, can we start printing? Excellent. So we take this CMYK, and as you have seen, we switched foil within minutes. We are now ready with the next job, and we can go directly to print. Follow me. So we'll go again to our table just to see what are we printing now. And with the camera, I hope that you can see that we are printing now the direct mail samples. Okay? And of course, it's all being printed CMYK. And if I didn't stress it up till now, our CMYK could be Xerox, it could be Indigo, it could be Offset, it could be Inkjet, anything. And all of that being printed on the Scodix Ultra 2. We go to our foil unit, and we see the foil running as it's printing the viable information. And we're using the blue foil now. And from here, let's go to the stacker. And Anthony and Andy and Peter and Steve, all of them, each one of them is now getting a handout of a direct mail that will be sent specifically for him, where the enhancement is being done directly on the uncoated paper with viable information with Scodix. All of it printing on the fly as we walk here. Okay? Did we grab enough names? Okay. So let's take one. And let's see what we have here. So first, let's look at that sample. We're using the blue foil here. By the way, we are supporting more than 23 kinds of foil. Different colors, different companies. We're using roots here. That could be ITW, that could be other foil manufacturers, Dragon Foil, and some others. So you have a lot of flexibility on the foil. You can see the viable data information enhancement over here. So the names, Dave, Rod, Anita, each one of them is being printed with viable data enhancement, not through the printing, through the enhancement. And if we go back to the subject of that webinar, we are playing with uncoated. We have now on the Nina paper printed directly. Okay, let's see it like this. We have printed, we have the uncoated paper, and we are printing directly on the uncoated, on the white. No sealer, no coating, no CMYK, and we are ready with the enhancement. And that is true both for the names and for this very nice logo over here, and for the car that you can see here that was printed with foil as well. So you can see the samples, you can see the quality of it, you can see what is the effect that you add to a direct mail. Now, I'm sure that many of you are dealing with direct mail, and within direct mail, I think that the world now is starting to get more and more into print, because we all understand that emails are not enough. And when you are going into print, then tactile, foil, special enhancement are crucial. Within research, it's very evident that you are getting to something between 100 to 400% more response once you are adding tactile, once you are adding foil, once you are adding special effects to the direct mail. And this is an amazing concept, because if this is the route that you take, and you look at the total cost of direct mail, the cost of adding Scodix digital enhancement with variable data enhancement into a direct mail piece, just like we see over here, the cost is very, very minimal. The benefit is huge. And if you look at it, compare to the total cost of doing this direct mail, design, printing, sending, collecting, following up, all of that, then the additional advantage of between 100 to 400% response, that's amazing. And that's definitely something that could be easily done by you, and today with Scodix on uncoated paper. So this creates something that really is unique, adds a lot of value to our customers, a lot of possibilities of making more money, and definitely a very interesting and challenging application in order to go forward and to grow your business. From here, I want to continue to the next application. Now, I have to admit, when we have designed this webinar, one of the things that we said is that we do not want to limit ourselves on showing one application, printing one time, and just explaining what do we do. We wanted to show and to share with all of you out there, and I know that there are more than 500 people that are listening to us right now, which is amazing, worldwide. We wanted to share many applications and to see how flexible the system is to allow you to do all of those applications, all of those papers, all of those foils within a change of minutes. So the next market that we are addressing right now is web to print. Web to print, and we are looking at cards, as greeting cards to be specific. We're using here the Mohawk, super fine, smooth, ultra white paper. Now, this Mohawk paper is very popular within web to print. And as you can see, this is a CMYK that was printed on that paper. And that's the base for our enhancement today. Web to print is a growing market for enhancement. I think that many customers and the big player within web to print have understood that they need to offer something in addition to CMYK, and that addition is enhancement. And I think that very soon you would see a lot of possibilities of adding Scodix enhancement into the web to print market. So, and I think that once we see the sample over here and we see the advantage of adding Scodix to a card like this, it would be very, very clear why this path is being taken. So again, we're using the Mohawk paper. This is the fourth paper, the fourth application that we are doing now within the last 35 minutes. What are we going to do here? We're going to have those cards enhanced with Scodix. Every place that we have decided to enhance with Scodix, we printed CMYK on the paper itself. So we cannot print directly on the paper. This is, again, one of the tricks that our customers are using. And the trick is that you print the CMYK, you use it as a sealer, and then on top of it, you print the Scodix digital enhancement. And in this case, we are playing with the blue foil, which is really something unique, and create an application which is unique. So that's our base. Every place that you see over here black will be covered with Scodix foil within a few seconds. And that would be our opportunity or our possibility to see what kind of value can you add to Web2Print with using Scodix digital enhancement. Okay, Guy, are we already ready with our first sample? Yes? Okay, ready? Let's print. So we are in the world of Web2Print right now. Web2Print, we are talking about very, very short runs. We are talking about valuable information. We are talking about personalized. We can see the greeting cards as they are printed right now. The run length, when you're talking about Scodix, could be anything from 1 to 5 hundreds or thousands, whatever you choose. The system is so flexible that automatically it's ready for the printing, and we are ready to go into our foil unit and to our stacker to see it as it's printed with the foil. Okay? And we can go to the stacker and see the final result. Wow. I'm sure that some kids and many, many parents are going to be very, very happy looking at those samples. Okay, let's take one. And let's see what we have done. First, let's have a look. Okay? Now, let's explain a little bit better. Our base was the CMYK that you see over here. Okay? Flat CMYK, printed, and then we added the Scodix layer. Now, the Scodix layer, the digital enhancement, is really making this something unique. And you'll see the reflection over here, and I hope that you can see how nice this looks over the camera. And it really gives a value that you can charge a lot more from a customer for a card once it has Scodix. And if we go to the technical element of it for a minute, then as I explained earlier, in this specific paper, in this Mohawk paper, what we needed to do is to print, again, the CMYK in any place that we wanted the Scodix digital enhancement. On top of it, we've printed our material and the digital foil, and in here, the blue foil. Yes, that could be blue foil, that could be gold, that could be rose gold, that could be silver, that could be matte, that could be glossy. All of those possibilities are available and are for something that the customer can choose. In this specific webinar, we have chosen to use two foils that are less common, the rose gold and the blue foil. And I think that the results really show why we chose to do this with those specific foils. So let's summarize it for a minute what we have done here. We have shown you the capabilities of Scodix digital enhancement printing on uncoated. We have seen several ways of printing on uncoated. One of them is to have papers that support uncoated and support direct printing on top of the paper itself. The second is to print kind of a sealer, which is the CMYK layer, and print Scodix on top of it. There are additional methods that our customers are using. And I'm sure that some of you can use additional ways in order to print Scodix on top of uncoated. We definitely do not want to hint that Scodix could print on any uncoated paper. No. What we do want to say that there is a big potential in uncoated paper. Some of the companies, the paper companies and our customers, are adopting uncoated paper, are using uncoated a lot in order to have the very high-end application that deserve, or the cultures that want uncoated paper. And the possibilities of doing it are creating additional business value and additional potential of making money for our customers. Now, you're going to see more and more samples of Scodix printing on uncoated with different foils, with different CMYK, with different processes in the next few months, since we know that many of our customers are adopting that as a future growth engine. I'm sure that we will see more and more paper companies joining the digital enhancement revolution and having more and more uncoated paper that would be compatible to the Scodix process. Now, from here, I want to take you for a minute over here. Can you come with me for a minute? This is a roll-up that we have prepared with the companies that we are working today. Now, we have seen here GPA Federgoni. That was our first sample. We have worked with Favini, with Nina, with Mohawk. This is additional companies, paper companies, that could work with Scodix. Okay? Now, what does it mean can work with Scodix? It means that we have tested some of their papers. We have seen that it works with Scodix. We found a way to work with it. Now, is this the end of that list? Definitely not. We keep on working with additional companies. We are encouraging any paper company to join us and to work with us in order to enable more and more papers to work with Scodix. This is a growing potential. This is going to be a huge business, and we need to make sure that we are serving this market and our customers with as many papers as possible. One of the things that we have prepared here is this very nice sample book. Now, what did we do here? We have created many, many kinds, 19 to be exact, uncoated samples using different papers, all of them, of course, uncoated, and presenting the possibilities of printing Scodix Sense, Scodix Foil, Scodix Flat Foil, Cast and Cure, all of it on uncoated. Now, this is only some of the things that could be done. This sample book is now ready for order for each one of you, which means that if you do want a copy of that being sent to you, and again, some of those samples are amazing, and it's really an issue of taste and country and culture of what would you like and how much. And of course, in our team, everybody has his own favorable sample within this booklet. If you want a copy of this, you just need to go to our website, register, and we'll be very, very happy to send it to you. So I want to thank you for joining us for this live webinar. Ask for a demo. See how your application can benefit from Scodix digital enhancement. We are here to help you grow your business through Scodix digital enhancement. Thank you.